What's up, internets? Welcome back to the Hyrule Warriors Character Showcase Definitive Edition. And this time, this one has been a long time coming. I'm really excited to show you Lana, Tome Lana to be specific. Tome Lana, for those of you guys that don't know, was actually my main back when the original Wii U version came out, a little bit before Young Link was released. So for the first couple of months, she was my go-to gal, and she does spectacularly, and I highly recommend her to be used if you're quite new to the game and you don't feel like using Link. She's definitely a very rewarding character to use, mainly due to the fact that she has a lot of cool tricks up her sleeve, and that she also just plays very nicely with the tome. So as you can see over here, the current loadout that I'm using, I'm not going to go too in-depth with the builds this time around, but I would highly recommend giving her a Lightning Plus and Strong Attack 4+. These are both very important for her, because those are going to be her most useful abilities overall. Now, for those of you guys that don't know, Lightning does bonus damage to people that are airborne, and all of her attacks, well, I believe all of her attacks, yeah, I'm pretty sure all of her attacks actually leave people airborne, so remembering that right now. But yeah, Lana, really good. I'm using the Tome of the Night. The reason why I actually took so long to actually have her here playable for a video, I wanted to have her be the very first video that I ever made, but unfortunately, because of the way that the maps worked in Lorule, you'll actually see that it's quite a ways into the actual adventure mode map, so I apologize for that. But yeah, she's definitely one of my favorite characters. For those of you guys that missed out on the original launch day stream, I was so excited to use her. As long as you have her strong 4, you pretty much cannot go wrong. Okay, so this particular map actually helps her shine very well. We're not going to be doing the level 4+ map that to get her weapon, because it is actually going to be the Earth Temple, Wind Temple type of stage, and you guys have already seen that for the Ghirahim video. I want to kind of shake things up. So instead, what we're going to do is we're actually going to play around a bit with the stage that you actually first meet the character in. So for those of you guys that don't know, her gimmick is that she does a kick with the strong attack. When she comes into contact with any of the magical barriers that she creates, she's able to kick away from it and then do an explosion. She will be invincible for the entire duration of this, and part of what makes Lana so useful is the fact that she can actually use that invincibility to her advantage and then fight most of the more powerful enemies at range. You can see I actually made a lot of mistakes with my timing. If I were able to do it a little bit early on, just whiff intentionally the first 3 attacks of the combo 4, for those guys that don't know, that's 3 regular attacks followed by a bunch of strong attacks, then you just immediately dodge cancel straight into the strong attack. You're going to be seeing me do this most of the time, because it is definitely, without question, her most useful combo. And it is really effective for building up that KO count. As you can see, we already got ourselves to 500 KOs without even thinking about it. Also, the other cool thing about Lana is that the special, her warrior special, actually follows the exact same mechanic, in the sense that, like, even though you can't really kick away from your attacks to detonate all of them, she will detonate each of them. And the way that it works is that as long as you're able to center your enemies, as long as they're smack in the middle, all of the blasts will hit that enemy, and then when that happens, they're going to be taking the max amount of damage from your special. So I recommend kind of practicing around with positioning. Unfortunately, if you are cornered into a wall, it might cause issues for you, but it's just really good for gaining ground. That's what Lana really excels in, is the fact that she's extremely mobile. She's able to do all these things. She's able to be invincible most of the time. Unfortunately, in terms of her strengths, she's kind of a jack-of-all-trades character, you know, the typical cliche, the jack-of-all-trades but master of none. But really, like, her main trick is that invincibility, and the big AoE that comes with it has pretty decent 1v1 potential as well. The thing is, though, like, that's kind of what it is, though. She's kind of meant to be one of your first characters ever, and she's kind of your way of getting into it. And honestly, that's why I would recommend her, is because she arrives so early, she's really easy to develop, with the exception of her 4+ weapon, obviously, which is what delayed us getting this in the first place. Okay, so we see a bunch of guys advancing here. I do not care. It's really easy to build up the SP in this game. And honestly, fighting against Impa, I'm actually going to save my focus for another match, probably for the Ghirahim that is taking up the fight. So basically, whenever an encounter happens, honestly, most of the time I would just intentionally whiff. It's not even whiffing, really, because there are so many enemies around us that I'm going to be hitting something, so you're just passively getting all this. Lana's so good at kind of defending the forts and then clearing out all these crowds. And then that's essentially what this entire thing is. We already have the 1800 KOs. Again, wasn't even thinking about it. Granted, also, like, I've played this character for hundreds of hours on the Wii U version, so that's also kind of coming into play here too. But honestly, she's a really easy character to master, a really fun character to master. And also, do you know what, before I forget, I should also mention that her combo 4, you can actually continue hitting the strong attack to push them away. If you're quick enough, you actually could go ahead and then dodge cancel, but honestly though, it's better just to use that AoE that you get from her kick move from the strong attack. Okay, so yeah, you see me, I'm trying to do the combo 6 for that one. It's 5 regular attacks followed by strong. It's really good. It's mainly just for her 1v1 potential. It's probably her best one aside from just spamming this attack over and over again, the combo 4, and then constantly dodge canceling that. Since you have all those invincible frames from your initial dodge, you're also going to follow it up with the animation. There's just a lot of invincibility, and if you're a really smart player and you're a really cheap player, you don't really care too much about barriers or elemental barriers or getting the fairies for unlocking those barriers. You can actually just go ahead and then spam the invincibility. It's not quite Sheik level of invincibility, but it does get the job done, and you're getting plenty of damage getting churned out along the way. Her combo 2, sorry no, her 3, is also one you could use for a 1v1 if you ever corner the boss in, like, you know, you see yourself fighting against a really tanky captain, you will end up cornering him, which is very nice, so that's something you can keep out as well. Okay, so we've done really well for this map so far. Essentially, the way that I play Lana is that I just go straight for each of the captains. It coincides with my playstyle really well. I go straight for the captains, and just so you guys know, if you guys are new to the game, when you see your map, it's better to go for the big HP bars first, because those are the guys that can actually go after your base and steal everything from you, and then all of your work of gaining the fortresses would have been for nothing. So that's why you would go for those guys. Okay, do you know what, we need to get 6 keeps in order to open up that final boss. Actually, it's not going to be the final boss. There's also going to be an Imprisoned. Now, part of the reason why I also want to show off this map instead of her 4+ map, aside from just being the Wind Temple, Earth Temple, which you guys have seen already, but also because we're going to be fighting against an Imprisoned. Imprisoned is the most annoying boss in the game, but Lana has a really easier time of it in comparison to the rest of the roster. Obviously, some people, they might play better with other characters, and that might be better too, but Lana's kit overall has a tendency to just work really well around the mechanics of Imprisoned. What I'm talking about, of course, is the lengthy amounts of invincibility that she gets from her kick and dodge, and also her ability to use a special that detonates all those blocks to kind of deplete the toes as fast as possible. Not to mention that this, you know, I know I've been talking about the combo 4 so many times, but honestly, it's just that good. It's, yeah, one trick pony, but it's just a really good trick. The reason why is because it is also one of the best, arguably the best actually, boss gauge breaking abilities. If you fight against any of the large bosses in this game, and you spam this and then just continue dodge canceling into another combo 4, you're going to break on the first try, and Lana's pretty strong too, so she might end up one-shotting most of the bosses. Now, we're playing in the low roll map, things are going to be intentionally more challenging from here on out, so it's going to take, I believe it takes like 5 phases with the Imprisoned, but as long as you're smart about it, it shouldn't be that much of an issue. Okay, so here's the Ghirahim. I'd rather just go ahead and burn the gauge, and I'm going to spam combo 6s, so again, 5 strong attack, and get onto this block. I also do not run the risk of getting knocked out of this combo, so here we go. I'd like to hit this if I can. I missed it. If you're having trouble landing any of these attacks, then feel free to just kind of untarget the character. Wait, also we get to do this. So this, I love this. Like, just look at this animation. This is why I love Lana so much. Look at that. Wink. Love her. Oh, you know, that was a mistake. I should have saved the SP, but that's okay. Because yeah, in a corner, Sometimes it's weird. Sometimes it does land, and then it still hits all of them for the amount of damage that you expected it to. But then other times, it just completely whiffs, and you only get a speck out of them. Either way, though, we're going to be fighting against the Imprisoned, and there are going to be some annoyances. Imprisoned, for those guys that don't know about how he plays in this game, he has annoying amounts of area of effect damage just by walking. Just by existing, he can hit so much. And honestly, that's why it's so nice to play as Lana. So usually what I would do, I try to angle it around here. Okay, so hopefully I don't push it too far away from him. I should at least be able to detonate all the toes that are on the left leg. So there's that. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to untarget the Imprisoned and then cancel quickly, that blast radius is really, really good for that shatter. And here we go. So again, just go ahead and cancel. Thankfully, there's no captains nearby to interrupt me. The only way this cannot work is if you get interrupted constantly. So that's what we're going to do right now. So okay, that is going to be half health. Ooh, we're actually doing pretty well right now. I'm glad. Like, I'd rather that this doesn't get drawn out for too long, because this in prison is really annoying. Okay, so he's just gonna kind of have a moment with himself over here, contemplating life a little bit. Then he's gonna yell and cause a giant shockwave. Nothing you can do about it. Like, his legs aren't even vulnerable at this point. I would just recommend manually aiming your combo 4 so that you get as much as you can in terms of blast radius. And here we go. So again, just cancel. Quickly cancel. As long as you properly cancel it, you're going to have no problem in terms of getting hit by his walking. But yeah, like, this combo is the best. It's, like, honestly, if I were to, like, rank all the best combo strings of every character in this game, this combo 4 would definitely be one of the best. It's just that good. I can't sing its praises enough. Okay, so now he's just gonna go ahead and do this. Honestly, sometimes it's best just to run away. If you try running in circles, he is going to be able to get you on his axis, so don't even bother. Again, just go ahead and start waiting. I don't mind. We have plenty of time. And, okay, let's see if I can just, okay, maybe stand in the middle of his legs. And I think this actually also might get us a good hit. Soon we can see it. Did it work? It did! Okay, so yeah, that's another strategy that you could use. Just go between the legs and then use your warrior special. And that would also be able to detonate. Obviously, we did have a bit of a corner be in our advantage as well, so that it wouldn't get completely out of the way. But that is one of the things that Lana does exceed at. She's a great character overall, and honestly, for anyone that's new to the game and you want to get into a really quick, fast-paced character that is available right off the bat, then Lana is definitely a character to get. She's one of my favorites in the game. Honestly, if I were to, like, she might not necessarily be quote-unquote top tier, whatever that's supposed to mean in a game like Warriors, but honestly, just because of how fun she is, and the fact that she does have 3 available weapons, any levels that you have banked into her are definitely going to be well spent, and I cannot wait to show you what her next weapon is. So anyways, guys, that basically does it for the Lana showcase. I love this character so much, I can't say it enough. I really wish that she showed up in a future Zelda game, because she's such a cool original character. And honestly, I look forward to seeing you guys in tomorrow's showcase. I hope you guys stay tuned for that. Take care, everyone.